Hey guys, it's Go Do Your Own Research. I hope everyone's doing really good. It's still super hot here in London, and I've left the fan downstairs, so I'm sweltering right now. But I've got another story for you, and I've known about this for a week or so, I think. It came onto my radar, but obviously we've had other things going on, so I'm a little bit late. But I think it's still a very important story. I think a lot. I need the word. People need to get the word out about this because it involves Johnny Depp and he's targeting people like myself, artists. Yeah, people with no money as well is who he's targeting. So yeah, in case anyone doesn't know, that up there is a piece of my artwork. If you've watched any of my early live streams, then I used to sit in front of it, but I moved my location so that you could see the plants instead. But yeah, I am an artist. And that's how I've come across this story, because a lot of artists are talking about it. So yeah, obviously Johnny Depp, very famous for having a trial. Well, first he was an actor, and then he had this trial with Amber Heard. So his fan base very much thinks that he was innocent and falsely accused by Amber Heard, which is important because those people are now his fans and they support him, and they're not the brightest, they're not the sharpest tools in the box. So it comes as no surprise to me that rather than being an actor, he's become a singer slash painter. I actually did not know that he was a painter until I saw this. So basically, he's had a sellout show, which a lot of his fans went along to. I doubt if they paid full price for the paintings, but apparently it sold out. I'm sure they bought the merch that was selling at a much cheaper price. I think he was doing I don't even know what he was doing. But tote bags and that kind of thing. So now, come to find out, he's launched this art contest and people are calling it a scam. So it's called the People's Artist Contest, and it's widely flagged by the art community as a predatory play-to-win scheme rather than a legitimate art competition. While the contest is associated with Johnny Depp, I mean, he's actually the face of it. I'm going to show you the promo video in a minute. He's definitely being paid to promote this. It is actually operated by a for-profit marketing company that uses his celebrity name to solicit funds and user data. Yeah? So, as an artist myself, let me show you. Let me share this screen. Actually, no. I'm going to show. I didn't set up my screens. Okay, so the contest is being run by this company called Colossal. So as an artist myself, I get people sending me these kind of things, and they're like, they'll see it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and they'll send you a link for it. In fact, I used to belong to if you check in with creative community forums and websites, people share these things. And And so, like, I sort of became a full-time artist in 2020. So in the beginning, yeah, I did enter a couple, but then I started wising up and realizing what was going on, because in the case of one particular competition that I entered, which I don't think it was necessarily a scam, but you feel like you've been scammed, because if you're doing artwork for a company, you need to be getting paid for that. And so what a lot of companies rely on is they want artists to submit designs free, for nothing, nada, and then they choose a winner. So with this one I entered, which was in my local area, because they like to say they'll have an arrangement with the local authority to say we're going to work with local artists. So they'll put a contest out and say this is for local artists, and then you apply for it and say you're a local artist, and you never hear back from them. But then you see who's won, and it's someone that's already working for like a big agency that are getting paid like hundreds of thousands of pounds to do adverts. So you're thinking, I kind of feel like they already knew that person was going to do the competition, it was going to win, was going to do the artwork, but they wanted to make it look like they were opening it up to everyone. So yeah, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Yeah, this company that is promoting this competition is called Colossal, and it says Johnny Depp presents The People's Artist, a celebration of imagination, which is ironic because if you look at Johnny Depp's artwork, it's not very imaginative. He's actually, well, some people have said he's copied Andy. He's like the Tame You Andy Warhol, which isn't far off. He kind of traces over portraits of people, but I'm not going to say anything about I'm not going to say too much about his artwork, because at the end of the day, anyone can be an artist. Like, okay, so this is the official website, and it says Johnny Depp presents The People's Artist, a celebration of imagination. One exceptional artist will win $25,000, appear in Art Forum magazine, and display their artwork at the Art of Elysium's salon in LA. I wonder if I should show you how many people are calling it a scam first, or that. All right, let me quickly show you. Okay. So this is what happened when I searched it, because I literally saw one video about it, and I was like, let me see what people are saying about this online. So you've got videos. Is this Johnny Depp People's Choice Artist a scam? Johnny Depp's art contest, is this a scam or legit? The Johnny Depp art contest that fooled me. Is the Johnny Depp People's Choice Artist contest a spam? Warning, Johnny Depp's People's Art Contest is a scam. The People's Artist. Dear artists, this Johnny Depp contest is the redacted person's artist contest legitimate. So there's a lot of people calling it out. And I love that, because artists are intelligent people. Like, if you're going to say it's a celebration of imagination, like, we genuinely do have imagination. That's what creative people are. They are original, imaginative. They have creative ideas. So they can see through this a mile off. Yeah, so 25 grand, it sounds like a lot of money, and most artists would love to get 25 grand. However, it's not that much when you think about A, how much Johnny Depp is getting paid, and how much money this organization makes. So let's have a look at this video. Oh. Is it on? Yeah.
There is a strange kind of magic in the way that artists see the world, and art doesn't confine itself to neat little boxes, and nor should the creator. Art is everywhere, always. We'd like to invite you to be a part of the People's Artist, which is a celebration to support your creative vision and talents. So the winner, by vote, will be welcomed into the creative world.
Hear that? He said we'd like to support.
World of the Art of Elysium, will be featured in Art Forum and will receive $25,000. So on behalf of a charity that is very dear to me, the Art of Elysium, good luck and thanks for the support.
So that's the promotional video. A lifelong creative across film, music, and visual art. Johnny Depp, yeah, because the last thing I heard was that he was singing with an opera singer in Paris. A lifelong creative process across film, music, and visual art. Johnny Depp brings his passion for artistic expression to the people's artist, inviting creators everywhere to step forward, be seen, and support meaningful social impact through art. Art is everywhere, always. The People's Artist Champion will land an exclusive exhibit at the Art of Elysium's Art Salon in Los Angeles, a space dedicated to fostering community and celebrating creativity. They love to celebrate creativity, but a much easier way to celebrate creativity would be to actually find artists that are already in LA and say, hey, you want to come and do a project? We can pay you to paint this building or paint some artwork for this company. But no, they're doing a predatory competition instead that people are renting their kids into. It's a rare opportunity to elevate their work, expand their audience, and engage with influential voices in contemporary art. So the Art of Elysium, empowered by Colossal. Explore Colossal fundraising. So this is Colossal's website, and these are the people that they work with. They literally organize competitions. And I mean, it's a bit like the lottery, yeah? We all know that the lottery makes way more money than it gives away. And these are some of their partners, the Coca-Cola Company, Rolling Stone, Baby to Baby, James Beard Foundation, Children's Miracle Network, Oceana, Gibson Loves, I don't know what these are. But you know, if you've been following any of my other content, yeah, particularly look, 225.7 million granted since 2022, but they're only giving away 25 grand. Something don't add up. If you've been following any of my other content, particularly when I was looking at the Epstein files and the depositions of people connected to Epstein, that is how they structure or launder money, is by setting up foundations and sponsoring artists. Meanwhile, they're getting their rich buddies to invest in these foundations and pay for or donate to like universities or what else do they do? You know, people that they can then use to commit crime, basically, and manipulate to promote their other businesses. So this is the Art of Elysium. It says the Art of Elysium is an artist organization built on the idea Through service, art becomes a catalyst for social change. Volunteer today. This is the other thing that they do, is they rely on volunteers to do the work, which means they don't get paid. But meanwhile, they're telling you they support artists. You know, learn how to get involved, learn more about artist service. And they've got like, I don't know, this looks like Kirsten Dunst here. I don't know if it is her, but and then they've got communities we serve, hospitals, elder facilities, homeless shelters, schools and foundations. Our community impact looks all great on paper, but in reality, I think I saw it earlier. Visual arts, what they say is that they allow volunteers, look, art classes and mentoring workshops, art therapy workshops, photography workshops, public art projects, self-esteem support groups. What they're saying is they can partner you as a volunteer to go and work with these groups. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like very beneficial. Like, I would love to go and help people do artwork, but at the same time, I need to get paid, you know. And also, like, genuinely, if they want to help, then they would pay for it and not expect people to volunteer. And I'm speaking from personal experience here, so I really do know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's a little bit of background. So going back to what I saw, if you search it, a lot of posts and videos, yeah. We're going to look at this guy in a minute, which he's literally holding up a sign. But first of all, let me show you on YouTube as well what I'm talking about. So that was the video we just watched. As real as it gets, Johnny Depp presents The People's Artist. So this was 2 months ago. Scam, Johnny Depp People's Artist Contest. The reason why it's a scam, by the way, if I haven't made it clear, is first of all, these organizations, these marketing organizations, make millions of dollars by promoting these competitions, not by giving the money away. Second of all, because now they can take your data and sell it. Second of all, the reason why people are calling it a scam is because although it's free to enter, what people are saying is that everyone who enters goes through to the first round. Yeah, so they make it sound like, oh, congratulations, you've got through to the next stage. But then, look, here's this one, duped, the Johnny Depp art contest that fooled me. But then the next stage, they say that it's going to be decided by a voting process, yeah? So they're asking people to promote their entry on their own social media platforms, to promote the contest with the hashtag or whatever, which is an old trick on social media. Like, people have been doing this ever since it started, but it's getting way more predatory now. Because what they're doing is they're getting all these people to promote it, and then you can pay to vote. So they're literally saying that they're offering people packages of like 50 to 100 votes. And they're saying, like, get everyone to vote for you if you want to win. That's why people are saying it's a scam. Johnny Depp's art contest, is this a scam or legit? So a lot of people are asking this question. I don't know why. I don't know why they're scared to say it. Call it what it is. Do you know what I mean? I can guarantee you Johnny Depp is getting more than 25 grand. And it gets worse as well. Look, vote for me to be the people's artist hosted by Johnny Depp and win 25k. This guy or whoever that was, that's AI. That was these people that call themselves artists and then they use AI to do their thumbnail. SMH. That's AI and embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you, autistic alien. Johnny Depp makes over 3.6 million after debut art collection sells out in hours. Really? See what I mean about the Andy Warhol comparison? And I mean, like, I'm not being funny, but there's loads of like art shops, like touristy art shops that sell these kind of prints, like they have been for years. It's a very like generic style of art. This person is saying, please consider voting for my daughter. A lot of people have entered their kids in this, and like someone needs to tell them this is not a good idea. Another one with her kid. Okay, so this guy's video we're going to watch in a moment, but first I wanted to show this Instagram post that, because this is all over Instagram, YouTube, Facebook as well, but obviously amongst like artist communities. Alex Ruiz, artist, yeah? Let me make sure the volume's on. A must watch if you're in the Johnny Depp People's Artist Scam Contest.
And in Johnny Depp's The People's Artist Art Competition. And very exciting news, I'm in first place. My friends have asked me, how do you keep ending up in situations like this? Situations that are perfect for an investigative journalist like myself. The God honest truth is a terrifying and disturbing lack of discernment and zero street smarts. However, I'm very book smart. Before we dive into what the plan is, what's actually going on, and previous and current complaints about this contest, I want to send a big thank you to my friend Celeste Mott. Please go follow Celeste, who sent me a text message last night saying, hey, I've been seeing some stuff online about this People's Artist Competition. Have you seen this? And sent me over a number of different posts. I am an investigative journalist. I actually have access to Pacer, which means I have access to court dockets. And what I found interesting is that this is actually being primarily run by a for-profit management company called Colossal Management. Now, Colossal Management was actually sued a few years ago for a very similar contest that was supposed to award the best chef. This particular company was up on RICO charges and fraud charges. The plaintiffs alleged that this was not, in fact, a competition based on skill the way it was presented to them, but was rather somewhat of a rigged lottery. And when I took a look at some of the exhibits for this particular lawsuit, I couldn't help but notice that the paperwork and the outline of the rules and regulations are almost identical to that of the People's Artist. I had a very petty plan that involved me staying in the competition as long as possible. That was until I learned that a few people I know actually paid for votes for me, which really disturbed me and surprised me, because when I read the paperwork about being part of this competition, it said that there were no fees or payment required to vote, and that voting was free. And I've had a few people in my life say that when they tried to even submit a free vote, they were asked to send in a photo of themselves, photo ID, and other pertinent information like social security number. While I wasn't there for that, it's multiple different people who don't know each other. So, you know, although it's alleged at this point, I have no reason to believe that what they're saying is not true. I'm going to talk about where this money is actually going. At this point in time, I cannot say whether or not the public figures they usually team up with are aware or complicit with what's actually going on. It is very possible they may be taken for a ride as well, right? I don't know yet, but I will find out. However, I know if I were a public figure that was attached to something like this and I saw a video like this, I think it would be a really good PR move to probably publicly denounce it and pull out Johnny. But based on the paperwork I read on my end as a participant, it may be the same case for him where you can't withdraw. That's my understanding. You can't, which is kind of scary when you read the other things, like they have the rights to all of your work and your likeness and your image in perpetuity worldwide, and you cannot sue them for copyright infringement or anything therein. There is a lot about disparaging remarks, though. And while what I'm saying is, of course, alleged and also clearly stated opinion, I'm sure based on the other things outlined saying they can remove you for any time, at any time whatsoever, for no reason given. I'm sure I'm not in the competition long. However, I noticed was a lot of the people in my group, when I would refresh the page, it looked like some of those people kept changing. It kept adding more people. So I started to go through some of the people in my group. And what I noticed was a lot of them don't even have artwork uploaded. Some of the accounts it's linked to, I can't verify whether or not these are real people, which is really interesting, coupled with the fact that on Reddit and other forums, people are saying that they have not really been able to verify if there is ever an actual winner, if these are real people. Who my mom also pointed out.
Well, the reason why this is interesting is because she's not the only person to say this. There's another guy that's saying that a bot was talking to him on Facebook about it. But also we know, well, anyone who's watched my other videos knows that Johnny Depp uses a crisis PR company called Tag PR that's owned by a woman called Melissa Nathan, and they use automated artificial engagement methods to astroturf for their clients on places like Reddit, Instagram, and TikTok, and probably Facebook as well.
Out to me that she thought it was interesting on the front page it says register now, which my understanding was the competition.
She also works for Drake as well, who's also being currently sued for scamming people by promoting illegal gambling sites.
Competition was already closed, right? Because I'm in the top 20 or so, I thought. So I registered again and again and again. I didn't upload any artwork. And wouldn't you know it, I was approved. On top of that, I've also noticed a lot of artists online who have shared frustration with finding out that what was presented to them did not align with what was actually going on. And many of them have reached out to me. And because a lot of them are of the understanding they can't really withdraw from the competition, well, why not see how far you can really take it as a whistleblowing operation? There's actually a great video on YouTube that I would really recommend checking out about this chef competition and how it was structured, what happened, how it went, and how people felt they were wronged. And this is actually the competition that sparked this lawsuit against the people who own Colossal. Now, what they don't tell you on joining is this is actually multiple rounds that go for many months. At a certain point, the votes you've previously gotten are reset to 0. And unlike the way it was presented, according to the rules, it seems like the operator has the ultimate say in who is deemed the winner. They have the right to disqualify you at any time. They have the right to change the rules at any time. They have the right to extend this as many times as they see fit. The provisions, it says, in the unlikely event someone gets an unequal number of votes, whatever that means, the winner will actually be based upon how many profile views they get. People are basically signing their rights away to their own work. In their rules, it says the operator has the right to publish, use, adapt, edit, and or modify such entry, meaning someone's art, in any way, any and all media, without limitation and without consideration for the full duration and in perpetuity worldwide, and cannot hold liability against the operator for copyright infringement. They basically say you can only do arbitration in the state of Arizona where the company exists. And that got me thinking, well, they are doing some operations out of California, so they must be registered with the proper entities in order to do something like this, right? Well, I'm not saying they're not, but what I am saying is I couldn't find the required paperwork or registrations anywhere on any database at this point.
She's done her research, this girl, seriously.
Point in time. So I hope to uncover that at some point. And in caps lock, which I think is interesting that this part is in caps lock, all arbitration claims must be brought in individual capacity, no class actions. Participants
Did it look like there was nothing about this on the website? Nothing.
Release, defend, indemnify, and hold harmless liability for personal injury, death, damages, monetary loss, and copyright infringement. Do people actually get the $25,000 prize? Well, from what I've seen, it's actually more of a experience worth $25,000, if I understand correctly, because most of the money goes to competition fees, which is 36.5%, plus variable costs, unlisted what percentage that is, plus payment processing fees, operating, and prize costs. So what's left after that? I'm not really sure. Operator reserves the right to cancel, terminate, suspend, and modify the competition with or without prior notice. So they can make changes on their end. They don't even have to let you know. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but that's the way I took it, at least. And there are concerns amongst people who are voters. This is on Reddit. I came to this thread while trying to figure out why Colossal Management charged my credit card 28 times in over a month. No obvious pattern, mostly 25 each, a few $100. Anyway, I haven't been on social media in months, but my husband vaguely recalls donating to a friend for $25. He's quite sure, though, that he did not forget making 27 other donations a month, totaling over $1,000. Again, allegedly. Another post, I need the community's help. I cannot seem to find an actual winner of any of these Colossal Management competitions. For example.
But it could be because he was paying for votes, and it's so easy when you sign into these websites. Like, it's happened to me on I downloaded a free, so I use like a digital design program. This is very geeky for people that do artwork. So we have to show our clients, well, I have to show my clients a mock-up of what I'm going to do. And so I was trying to download this particular kind of it's called a brush that you use on Procreate, yeah? And I accidentally pressed this button, and it suddenly charged me like a whole load of money for this tool, which was completely useless to me anyway, because I couldn't get it to like upload into my Procreate. So I had to like complain. And luckily I paid on PayPal, so I managed to get a refund. But the company were really hardcore, and they basically admitted that they had offered it as free, and then they charged me. But it was really hard to get my money refunded, and it was only luckily because of the payment provider I used that I was able to do that. So it's very, very easy for you to like suddenly find yourself paying for a recurring payment, or you've signed up for a year's membership to someone at the simple click of a button, even if you're really looking out for this stuff.
They shared a link. The winner was listed as Jared Davis. Quick Google results show that they announced the winner on Instagram as Jared Davis. But the page looks fabricated. There's hardly any interactions. Can we put some research into this? And the following comments indicated that they could find no verifiable information that this is a real person or a real profile. Someone else on Reddit had mentioned that the name of the person who seemed to be running Colossal Management, the name changed. However, they couldn't really seem to find any sort of verifying identification of the person who changed their name. But across the board, all of these are run out of Arizona, either Scottsdale or Phoenix. My understanding upon presentation was that this is being run by a nonprofit. However, I don't see any indication that this is a nonprofit. I mean, by their own description of themselves, they are a for-profit company. Now, while they do coordinate and work with and do fundraisers, they in and of themselves are not a nonprofit. And I'm sure that eventually someone from the competition will see this video, and I'm sure at that point in time I will be swiftly removed from the competition. However, you can't remove all of me, because there's a lot of me in there. And the ones who aren't me, there's a big chunk of them that are here to kind of provide information as they go along. If you're part of this competition and you're just finding this out, I just want to say I'm very sorry. Don't feel too bad, though. I fell for it too. If you or someone you know is part of this People's Artist competition, feel free to send this to people you know who may be in the People's Artist Competition, people you know that may be voting for people in the People's Artist Competition. And if you yourself are in the People's Artist Competition and you would like to reach out to me directly, feel free to DM me or send me an email. It's in my bio. I will keep your name confidential. I won't say anything to anybody unless you want me to. Happy to make you part of the series if that's what you want. Doesn't matter. I'm here to also, you know, maybe we should elevate some of the artists that are involved here, so that, because there's some really talented artists. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, so that was Tara Rull who did that report. I just quickly, I tried to quickly look for them on Crunchbase actually, but I can show you their LinkedIn very quickly, which says Colossal Management LLC fundraising. Phoenix, Arizona, 1,210 followers. Big ideas, massive prizes, colossal impact. Colossal is a nationally registered professional fundraiser that inspires people to advocate for themselves and those in need. Through online competitions, Colossal offers participants the opportunity to make their mark while also making a big impact. At Colossal, we're looking for the game changers, the trendsetters, and the visionaries who are destined to leave a mark on the world. Who's next? To learn more, visit https://colossal.org, where we've already looked there. Specialities: non-profit partnership, community engagement, social impact consulting, corporate social responsibility, yada, 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 all the buzzwords. Right, so here are the employees: Megan Thompson, MBA, Mark Liesel Young, Melissa Vera Wynn, Todd Bell. Ooh. Well, there you go, if you want to go and take a look. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because we can see what they're doing. And I love that artists are so smart to have called this out because, you know, like she said, they've done chef contests, all sorts of others. Right, I'm going to show you another guy. This is the YouTube again. I think we were looking at this earlier. So as you can see, there's a lot of people that are genuinely promoting their entry. And this guy said Johnny Depp and his 3 brain-melting art lessons. You see what I mean? A lot of these thumbnails are AI generated though. That one definitely is. This guy, Lil Studio X, illustriously lit. He should also be very embarrassed about his thumbnails. If you are a real artist, you do not be using AI. I'm sorry. Defeats the purpose of being an artist. Look at him. It looks terrible. Anyway, I wanted to show you this guy. Was it down here? I think it was that one up there. And like I said, it's all different age groups doing this. Some are young, some are old. That's working. Okay. So this guy is Gullerid. He's obviously talented. This is his drawings. Yeah. Let's see what he's got to say.
I'm here to do battle with Johnny Depp and Mark Mothersborough and all those other motherfuckers on the People's
Use the language.
Artist Award. Johnny Depp's People Artist Awards. I ain't gonna sue him, but I'm here with my wooden sword, lest they think I jest. Anyway, the Johnny Depp People's Artist Award is a scam, and they didn't. At least I didn't see him. They didn't show me all.
The other thing I was going to say, yeah, is when she was like, oh, he must have seen this. He must have seen that people are saying this. At least his publicist must have seen it as well, his managers. The publicist that I mentioned, she also looks after or represents or does strategy for Logan Paul, who's also been called out for running scams, crypto scams, and saying that he got scammed because he didn't know it was a scam. And it's like, come on.
All the real rules until the very last stretch of this contest. I foolishly wasted time. Fortunately, I didn't give them any money, but you can actually get, besides getting your friends and coworkers and family to vote for you, which means it's not a real contest. It's not talent. It's not skill. They just, whoever gives them the most votes, but get this, it goes further. You can actually give them $50, $100 more money. The more money you give them, the more votes you get. So it's a scam. And they didn't let me know all these details until the very last stretch. I think the last day is in a day or two or 3 or 4 in the middle of May. And I'm not even following it. And I keep getting emails from them. Oh, you're on the last stretch. I put a sarcastic comment on one of the things that Mark Mothersbaugh did. He was the lead singer for Devo, that 80s new wave group. And
I actually had to look this up because I was like, who is he talking about? And it is someone, Mark Mothersbaugh, who's actually done music, a lot of music for Hollywood movies and things like Rugrats.
It was a bot, had to be a bot that responded, but I put in, yeehaw, I have so many friends. I know I'm going to win. Something like that. It's just pure sarcasm. And then Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo responds, because he had some videos encouraging people to get your friends to vote. Put your link, your bio link with samples of your artwork to as many, social platforms like Facebook, etc., as you can, and your link. And I'm like, no,
it's just weird that he would be promoted as well.
I ain't gonna do that because I don't have that many friends, and so I know I'm not gonna lose. I know I'm not gonna win. And he responds going something like, yes, these last few days have been more than exciting, and you've got this, Peter. As if what I wrote was like, yeehaw, I'm gonna win because I have so many friends. And it's a scam. It's just a scam. I guess you can't sue them. I guess it's totally legal, but to not let the participants know all the details about how it's a per vote, whoever wins is going to be either a very popular person or more likely a very rich person, who just paid them the money to get the votes. There's no staff of judges. This should be about, I think, like between 5 and 12 judges, something like that has maybe some art history training or something that can give it some validity and some class. But it's just, I call it a scam. Maybe it's legal. I guess they do contests like this all the time, but to not let you know the details until the last few days of the contest and the stretch, that I think is questionable. Anyway, that's all I got to say about Johnny Depp's People's Awards, People's Artist Awards. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, the other thing, see, look, that's the comment he was talking about that was posted on Facebook. So he's saying that is a fake Mark Mothersbaugh account, which is so weird because it is a real person. But yeah, like, again, it's targeting people with no money. But then the point he just made there is the people with the money to waste or to spend that are going to be likely win or waste more money. If anyone does win, which we probably won't even know, or it could be already someone chosen, like we've seen with Mr. Beast videos where it's one of his mates that pretends to be the 7th million subscriber and then goes on to become a massive YouTuber themselves. Maybe Mark Mothersbaugh. I don't know. Let's look at this one. Okay. So this says Steven Silver. These are all public accounts, by the way. Scam competition warning, Johnny Depp, people's first. This one actually has replies. April Walsh, yep, each group has 77 people to it. We have no idea how many groups there are. Even the TOS, Terms of Service and Rules, and restrictions are a bit confusing when I read through it. I mean, I was just looking again at the website, and there's a button you can click that says trust and safety. And it says Colossal is committed to operating safe, legitimate, and transparent online competitions for all participants. We place a strong emphasis on protecting participants' privacy, maintaining voting integrity, and creating a secure online experience. Our competitions are designed to uphold fairness, transparency, and responsible digital practices so participants and their families can engage with confidence. Our privacy and protection standards. These standards guide how we collect, protect, and display participant information while maintaining fair and secure competitions. Frequently asked questions. Why do you require a profile photo for participation? She said that she uploaded loads of entries and she didn't post any photos. Colossal, how we protect your info. Are you selling my personal information? Us? Does Colossal sell personal information? No, we do not sell personal information. Participant data is used strictly for the purpose of running our competitions fairly and supporting our competitors and voters. We are committed to identity protection and information security. Information for children. Real human support. Will I talk to a real human if I have a privacy concern? Yes. Every support message is handled by a real person to ensure accountability and clarity regarding privacy rights. We do not use bots for support communication. This is on their website. I'm just reading it. All right. I think I've got one more testimonial. And then I think someone needs to let some of the Johnny Depp support community know, just to warn people, you know? Just to warn people. Where was it? Yeah. Where's the volume? Oh my God, why won't it? Just doesn't want to play. Yeah, so it's a few weeks old. That was on 10th of May. Good evening, Kayla. What do you think about this? It's really interesting because obviously one of Johnny Depp's biggest fans is, of course, Andy Signal. And I'm like, has anyone told Andy Signal about this? I mean, not that Andy Signal scams his audience and does fundraisers or anything. Right, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, going back to this. So, Sugar. Did that play or not? I don't think the video played. I think I forgot to share the screen, didn't I? I'm sorry. It was so hard to get the volume to work as well. Okay. I don't know why. I've had so many problems trying to play this damn bit. Look, I put the volume on, then I go to play it, and it turns off. It's like playing games with me. Oh my gosh. And it just played, and then I realized I wasn't sharing the screen. This is so frustrating. Let's try it like that. It was really good what he said as well. Oh my Christ. Okay.
Thing, I'm sorry to say, is a scam. Whenever you're being asked to pay for votes and it becomes a voting thing, there's that system that just clicks in and kicks in, and this is a way for people to start gathering your information and creating this whole hoax, and everyone jumps on. I've been skeptical about competitions and all this for a long time. Those of you guys that follow me know that I'm always weary of them. I always encourage you to read all the information about them. But unfortunately, this is one those artists got hooked onto, encouraging their friends to vote. And then there's paid votes. And before you know it, they keep being told that you're number one in the region and you're almost there, keep getting more votes. And it's a whole thing. You got to be so careful about these things when you're trying. It's exciting, right? You want to be a part of something like that. But the best thing that you can do is just keep doing your awesome artwork, keep sharing it. You don't need the votes from people. Let your own personal work be the thing that's going to attract people. And you can share it with as many people as you want. You can let friends know about your artwork. You can let them know about gallery shows, books coming out, conventions you're going to be at, anything else. But don't fall for this one. This one's another scam that unfortunately has got a lot of artists. And be wary and be cautious out there, right? Do deep dives, dig, search, explore, and do your reading, especially when it comes to competitions, and look and see what some of these competitions are owning of you. When you put your artwork on there, that they take claim and ownership of your artwork. So be careful, guys. Read everything. All right. Have a great day. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. So the thing that this is the reality. Yeah. What he's saying is correct. But the truth is, the reality is that people, your friends, your colleagues, your contemporaries, people you went to school with, relatives you haven't spoken to for years, the minute they see you're working with a celebrity, they suddenly think you're doing really well. They really think that because it's connected to a celebrity, that means you're doing well. This is the honest truth. I have a lot of experience of it. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything. Like a celebrity can just like tweet your name or post about you, and that it's just a random thing that happens, but people automatically get excited. Like I'm actually working with a celebrity on Monday, and I've been saying, like, I can't say who it is, but it's not a massive celebrity, but it's someone that like used to be kind of famous in the 2000s. But like I was just saying to someone, like, I bet if I put a post about this up, people will be like, oh my God, I saw you out with so-and-so. It's just the way it is. And this is unfortunately what people place value on in our world. And that's why these kind of competitions thrive. Tina Barrett said, my damn ass dedicated $50 and saw my person go from something from 48th to 8th place. My dumbass donated $50 and saw my person go from 48th to 8th place. He's right. There you go. So I think I'm just going to show one more. I mean, I'm sure you already get I'm sure you believe these people, right? These are intelligent, thoughtful people that are speaking on this. This one is called Art by Francis. He's got 325 subscribers. This is his most watched video by a mile. 1.9k views 11 days ago, New York. Is the Johnny Depp People's Artist contest legit? I fell for it and I'm embarrassed. It looked legitimate, but the more I thought about it, the more red flags I saw. Here's what happened, why I withdrew, and what it reminded me about my own worth as an artist. I fell for a scammy art contest. The red flags I ignored, why I finally pulled out, why I signed up in the first place, the silver lining. Someone said, I fell for it too. Feel the exact same way, embarrassed and lesson learned. A few others covered how deep the Depp art scam went. I will never join an art contest that requires an artist to pay for their entry. And the votes are ran by tickets sold versus the prize amount for the winning artist. 100% scam. You know, she said about on Reddit as well, actually. I did see a Reddit post where people were like, no, I don't think it's a scam. I've entered it and nothing bad's happened to me. Thought it seemed interesting at first, especially given the testimony I heard from the trial from an artist he was a patron of. Oh. From the trial from an artist he was a patron of? But as soon as I read the winners would be based on votes, not judges, I didn't need to look into it any further. The very first time that contest with Johnny Depp came up in my Facebook feed, I typed scam and scrolled away. Why? Because the account of Johnny Depp wasn't certified as legit. So that's the third person that has said there is fake accounts being used to promote this, well, to AstroTurf, this competition. Not saying they're connected to Johnny Depp. I'm saying that he hasn't done any due diligence and that his own management team, his own crisis management, have a history of working with artists that do exactly these kind of schemes to get paid. That's how they get money. That's all I needed to know. Sorry for those who fell for it. It happened to me until I realized it was nothing but a popularity contest. Depp is a grifter, just like this contest was. The contest and Depp should be called out as frauds and scamming artists. Shameful. Jackson's Art UK has a competition. It is legit. Anybody can participate. Last one was over 13,000 entries. When it was 4,000 winners. 4,000 winners, I noticed, are usually well-established artists. Well, this is what I said earlier. You know, they have to like do the optics to show, well, it was open to the public, but then they just happen to work with someone who's already done loads of other commissions already. I noticed a few other artists on Instagram who seemed elated to be part of this contest, mainly because Johnny thinks he's an artist. Debt was attached to it. I hope they realized what a scam it is now. Thanks for your warning. Success with your art. The same company, Colossal, is running a Ranger Rick contest for kids. I got sucked into that one. I hope they get sued into oblivion. Well, yeah, apparently they've already been sued, but not into oblivion, it would seem. For me, it required that I upload some art to see if I qualified, and then when I got accepted, I could go to my profile and fill it out and upload more art. And also, like, we are now in the AI age, yeah? So you don't know where this art is going or what it's been used for. Like she said, or he said, I can't remember. You have no control over what happens to it after you have submitted it to these people. But what a disappointment when it came down to votes. Votes you could buy, when one of their rules said you couldn't buy votes. I stopped asking people for votes, but still in the running. I will finally be passed over after this week, since I'm in 15th place in my group. I have participated and won many contests. I was going to say that, actually, like when I was a kid. Can you just give me 1 second? Yeah. Give me 1 second. Oh. I'm back. Yeah, when I was a kid, my mum used to make me enter loads of competitions and they were legitimate. I actually won things. I won a soda stream competition. I had to make up a name of a soda stream drink, and we received a soda stream machine, and we received loads of free drinks as well. And then I did another one where I won books for my school. Like, but these competitions are so different now, I think. Hey, Ghost Cat. How you doing? Catching up. I'm a little excited to hear further confirmation that JD is just something emojis. Oh. And more so, like, oh, you call him math mouth. You mean he paid his publicist to write that it was sold out? Well, I mean, right? Because from what I saw, yeah, I mean, I can go back to the YouTube video of it after I'd done these comments, but yeah, there was a video about it on People. Wait, I'll just turn my camera off for a sec. Yeah, on the people.com YouTube channel, which was saying that he'd made $3 million, but I'm like, yeah, but he could have made $3 million from merch sales, because what I saw was a lot of his like fans going to that show, his fans of his movie career, the same people that supported him through the Amber Heard trial. And there was another post saying that his artwork was valued at $3 million, not pounds, sorry. I'm like, nah, his artwork, as an artist, and I feel like I have the right to say this because he uses spray paint and I'm a spray paint artist, his art sucks. Okay, so I don't think it's worth $3 million. And if anyone's paying that, then and it's going to depreciate in value as well, like for sure, because his career is going to be washed up very soon, especially if he carries on doing shit like this. Right, so going back to these comments, but yeah, I hope this story gets a lot bigger. It should do, because at the moment, like I said, it's in the art community, but it needs to break out. Maybe someone should post it on Celeb Legal Drama Reddit page or something. When I saw this in my Facebook feed, so it seems to be a lot of promotion going on Facebook, which is always a bad sign. I immediately got suspicious, did my due diligence, and could tell by the structure that it was pay-to-play scam. It was a pay-to-play scam. Many in the Spokane Arts group on Facebook fell for this scam. They fell for a scam on Facebook? No. And they got quite upset with me when I pointed out, and here we go, that it was a complete scam. This is what I've been saying about the comments, people coming into the comments of my videos where I'm like, this person's a scammer. They've been to prison for it. Or they've been sued for it. And they're like, you're just jealous. Or you're paid for by Ryan Reynolds. Artists should support one another. Stop competing like performance fools sans pay. Right? That's what I said at the beginning. I have said this to my local authority. My local authority are scammers, and they make you feel like, I went to them during COVID and I said, I'm already working with all these different people. You know, you're saying you support local artists. Well, I don't see any in my local area. And then they told me about this competition that was going on, and they said you could submit an entry, and I said I'm not submitting an entry for that unless I get paid. Like they acted like I was being out of order, and I'm like, it's really, really sad to see it, because artists, a lot of artists, I don't know, because I didn't go to art school. I'm a self-taught artist. That's why I said I can't really comment on Johnny Depp doing art. Like, you know, I can't tell him. I personally think his art sucks because it's unoriginal and it's not saying anything. And he does faces as well, and I'm not really a fan of face artwork, especially when it's not done very well. Like, he's not offering anything. I'm not getting anything from it. But yeah, a lot of artists are conditioned to believe that they're not going to make money. And I really think that's a thing. Sorry you got screwed, but we all just got to stop competing and grabbing for sales. Yeah. And I think the celebrity attachment as well, like I said, is really something, especially people that are involving their kids in this. Oh, you can see some more down the side here. Be careful, the company running this scam are threatening artists who speak out about this. You are still very young. Here's a thought. Devote serious thought and action to keeping your health excellent. Do you imagine 70 years old for an artist? No, not at all. What? He's not 70. They meant John Depp. What? Depp is a not very good artist to begin with, right? I'm not the only one that says it. But no one should begrudge him his creative urge. That's what I said. I'm like, if he wants to do art, fine. But I don't think anyone should be out here pretending he's an exceptional artist. But his willingness to scam others, not very good artists, who do not have the name brand, is cold. Again, I said that at the beginning. He's targeting people with the least going for them. Knock knees. No, you can never be a full-time artist. Well, I hate to break it to you, knock knock, but you're actually wrong. Yes, you will always have to have a day job up until the very moment you die. Not true. Art contests are like a battery. You pay for the chance to win. It's a roll of the dice, nothing more. You will never receive the recognition you think you deserve. If you do, then you are a scammer for an abstract. Okay, I can't be rude. This is what I call negative. Like, really, you came with a whole list. Projecting, I feel. Something smelled bad about this. Thankfully, I avoided. It's funny you say that, because I've been able to upload pictures since day one, and you had to upload your portrait and a sample of your art. Obviously, for reading the fine print, you missed the actual print. My friends and family are proud of me and are supporting me. How is that a scam? You see, you literally cannot tell some people. That's my validation, and it's real. While I respect your opinion, you're wrong. Johnny Depp is a mundane demon with limited talent. He is a total fraud. Okay. Shall we watch the video? I don't think he's going to copyright claim me.
It already pains me to give this much mental energy to it, but I feel like this is an opportunity to discuss an important facet of the artist's life. Like thousands of other artists, I fell for this scammy contest. And I'm super disappointed, not only in the
thousands. So if thousands of people entered and everyone pays $10 for votes.
Contest, but also in myself. When I first read about it, I was instantly intrigued. Why? Because Johnny Depp's face and name were attached to it. Oh, it must be legit. And so I signed up. But now I've withdrawn my name, telling them I no longer want to participate. And here's why. There were red flags in the beginning, but I ignored them. It only asked for a profile pic at sign up, and signing up wasn't actually signing up. That first confirmation email said, I may have the opportunity to participate. And then, yay, days later, I got the email saying I was officially in the running. All I'd done was uploaded a pic of myself and given them my contact info. No artwork at all. The email asked me to click the button for a special message from award-winning actor and artist Johnny Depp and take your next steps. And then it was the most awkward video from Mr. Depp. Like, he barely understood the brief, had no idea what he was supposed to be promoting. I was embarrassed for him. That was another red flag. But if he's involved, it had to be a legit thing, right? And then I see that it isn't about my art. Still no opportunity to upload my art. But I'm supposed to ask people to vote for me. And then I realized...
See, that was the point where he said, well, it's Johnny Depp, so it must be legit. This is the point that a lot of these people are missing. Go and look at who supported Johnny Depp during that trial. That should tell you everything you need to know about whether he's legit as a person.
Art. Still no opportunity to upload my art. But I'm supposed to ask people to vote for me. And then I realized I can pay for more votes. Apparently, I can buy up to 1,000 votes per session. And then I started to see other artists in my social feeds asking people to vote for them. It was a popularity contest masquerading as an art competition, but really it was just a cynical shortcut to become a recognized artist.
In case you missed the earlier videos, anyone who's joined, someone was saying that these profiles posted on Facebook were fake.
Get an art form magazine, have something to do with a nonprofit called the Art of Elysium, and I could get an exhibit. Wow, if only someone had enough money to get the votes they needed to win. It started to feel way off to me. I couldn't bring myself to ask anyone for votes. Finally, a month goes by and I'm seeing more and more people calling out this contest. I was going to just let it run its course, let my shameful entry fade into anonymity, but I felt like I needed to actively wash my hands of this. So I emailed them to remove my profile because I didn't want to participate anymore. To their credit, they removed me. Others have already gone in depth on the legitimacy of this contest and why it should give you pause. Legally, I have no idea whether it's a legitimately structured contest. I am a non-practicing lawyer licensed in the state of New York, and I did read a good amount of the fine print when I first signed up, but I still don't understand how this contest will work in the end. Another red flag, by the way. I've linked 2 other videos in the description showing how, at best, this is a legal scam. It's not technically fraudulent.
So that's an actual lawyer calling it a scam.
But it preys on artists like me desperate for attention. Or at worst, it may actually just be a fraud. Since others have already stated it eloquently, I'm not going to repeat the problems here, but what I do want to talk about is why I fell for this and got suckered into signing up for the People's Artist Contest in the first place. I'm really embarrassed. There was the chance to win $25,000, the chance to be in art form, the chance to have a solo show in LA, the chance to be in a contest that features Johnny Depp. It already pains me to give this much mental energy to it, but I feel like this is an opportunity to discuss an important facet of the artist's life, especially for someone like me who started later in life. I didn't go to art school. In fact, I never even picked up a paintbrush until a little over 10 years ago. I'm now 52 years old. So what? Well, during the pandemic, I started posting my paintings and I began to find my audience, specifically art collectors who are passionate about Uptown Manhattan, where I live, including many people who've moved away and now live all over the country. I now regularly sell original artwork and prints, and I have a steady stream of commissions to work on. I'm incredibly thankful for all of this, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. I was duped. Okay, I didn't lose any money. I didn't lose any artwork, but
this is something that all influencers prey on. Yeah? All social media preys on trying to tell people, like, your life's not good enough. You're unhappy. This is why you're unhappy. You need this in your life. And then they try and give you a solution. That's what these people have fallen for.
it did rob me of one thing. For a moment there, it robbed me of my own sense of worth. I sought validation from something other than my own identity. This shiny new thing held money, recognition, exposure. Yes, I'm 52 years old and I'm working hard to build my art practice, and the stakes are high because I feel time passing by faster and faster these days. I feel the burden of having to work a day job the rest of my life. I feel parental obligations. Can I ever be a full-time artist? This contest seemed to offer the chance to get one step closer in that pursuit. And there are thousands of us that fell for this carrot they dangled in front of us. I'm embarrassed about this, but I'm glad I stopped myself from further participation. I'm not beyond asking people to vote for my artwork, but this was never about the art in the end. So is there a
What? He still wants people to vote.
silver lining in this? I ask because I don't just want to unload and vent, but for every scam or trend that seems to prey on artists, there are opportunities out there that truly offer valuable exposure, even compensation. So while this contest did sour me on the whole competitive art scene, I at least gained perspective and some things to look out for with the next contest that comes along. Now, I have entered competitions or artist calls where I actually...
Okay, I mean, there's a lot more I could say about art, being an artist, but tonight is not the night for it. Okay, before I go, I wanted to share, because I did quickly find them on Crunchbase. Yeah, so I go to Crunchbase, which is a website, it's a public website that shows you how companies are funded. So it will say like publicly owned or private equity or venture capital investment or whatever funding, fundraising levels. So because they're at like different levels, they've got like incubator, startup. So I think it goes startup, incubator, and then what's the other one, like angel investment. It's all these special codes. It says here total funding, so they blacked stuff out and said it's grant raised. Growth score 62, down 24 points. Heat score 79, whatever that means. Company performance metrics. Oh, what? Feb 27. Oh, this is I thought it was like 2027. I was like, what? So I wonder when the Johnny Depp contest was launched. I guess it was there. Interesting. Very, very interesting how it picked up. What's green? Growth score. Oh, growth score's still not very good. Heat score's gone up. So we've got funding rounds, grant, Scott Brazy, Mary Hagan, Colossal Management, LLC, non-profit. Wow. Funding rounds. Total funding amount, number of funding rounds, 1. Transaction name. So who knows who is funding this, because it's all redacted. But, you know, you can decide for yourself if you feel like these people are really benefiting artists and the community. All right, guys, that was my presentation for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I think it's confirmed. Johnny Depp, scammer, lowlife. Avoid and spread the word. Thank you so much for joining. I'll speak to you all later. Take care. Bye. Oh, don't forget to like the video as well. You have a good night too.